Now let's qualify some things before we begin. There are some of you who are watching this particular message, this channeling, apart from the rest of the program that it belongs to. And you may have already seen the channeling from what happened a week ago. At that point in time we asked if you were stuck in time, and we started then discussing dimensionality. But here is the question, the big one, because there are so many esoteric believers who say, we are now in another dimension, perhaps it's the fifth one or beyond, but it isn't the one we grew up in. And they're correct. So the answer truly is yes, you are broaching another dimension. Let's talk about dimensionality and let's make it a little more logical for some of those of you who are not understand what it means or perhaps why the rest of the family doesn't understand it or feel it or believe you, and yet others do. What is dimensionality at all? First and foremost, let us take make it apart from physics. Physics has a fully different, I would say, nomenclature, description, definition that doesn't fit anything that you would then feel or relate to. So we're moving it apart from that and saying, well, what would it be for the human being? If you could describe dimensionality, it would be a different feeling of what your reality is from what it was for instance 10 years ago or more. And so it is more perceptual for the human being than anything else. So it's away from physics. It's away from the structure, the mathematics of dimensionality which does have structure and rule, but it's more about how you are feeling about things as you perceive them. Now last week, in the previous channeling, I spoke of being on a new path in time. I spoke of time having structure and the fact was that in this dimensional aspect that you are feeling, that time feels different. There are other things that feel different. So let's discuss yet again dimensionality. Humanity is so linear. And in this discussion you would like to know perhaps when that dimension occurs. When do you move out of 4 into 5 in case you are counting in a linear way? Or more accurately, when do you move from your reality which is 4 dimensions into a multidimensional reality? And here is something I want you all to understand and know. It is not a linear situation where a switch is thrown in your brain or on Earth and suddenly everyone is in another dimension. Now you know that already, but there are still those who feel it's either one or the other, and it is not. You might say it is a gradual stair-step event when you start to move into a reality that you have not seen before, and it takes a while for you to recognize things are different. Light workers all over the planet are starting to realize there is a difference in the reality that they live in, a big difference. And it's not just in the perception or perhaps they are feeling different and they don't know why. It's not just perceived. When you are beginning to move into another dimension that you have not been in before, the reality of you changes, your cellular structure is vibrating higher. You might even say that your perception is vibrating higher. And in that metaphor of vibration, it means that suddenly awareness changes. You're starting to feel, see, perceive things that you did not before. Numbers change. Colors change. Many things are given to you in synchronicity that you never thought anything of before and you realize there's a message here. Other things within your life are changing. Reactions to you are changing from other people. That's because you have stepped into another dimension. Now here is the question so often asked and it's asked by those who are very linear, most humanity is, because you are programmed in a linear dimensionality. 1 through 4 height, width, depth, time are very linear. Suddenly, you are moving into a less linear dimensionality and yet you want to keep the rules from the older linear dimensionality. So here is what I want to tell you. There are those who say, well, who is it who is moving into this new dimension? And the answer is Earth. It's not a who, it's Earth is moving. Well then, okay. If we are all on Earth, that means that all of humanity is moving into that dimensionality. Right or wrong? Now here is where we ask you to calm down about asking spirit yes or no, right or wrong, as though it were some digital program you are asking to be on or off. And the answer to this is who is perceiving this new dimensionality on the planet? And the answer is whoever can.